I wish I was popular enough to get drama videos about. Oh, look, the YouTube has shown up on my phone. So, YouTube pleasantries. Hello, I am Tidbit, she, her. I do voices, I play video games, I make art, I do writing, all that fancy stuff. And we are currently doing Apollo Justice Ace Attorney Trilogy. We are currently on Game 6, the last normal case. I remember there being a special case in the when looking at them. I'll start some drama about you, no problem. Oh. Great. And last we left off was we went into a cave with no light source. Someone pushed us. We fell down a huge hole. It's Apollo and his dad, Dirk, his foster dad. They've been walking for ages, and then the floor broke out. They fell through down into this area. There's a hole up there. And then we finished everything around here. We did a fun little twisty puzzle. And now we talk to Dirk.
The official story is that the orb was stolen from the Temple treasure room. Yeah, I heard about that on the news. They also said your group was behind the theft. That's not good. We're probably on an international most wanted list now. Let me ask you something, Apollo. Who do you think really stole the orb? I really haven't had a clue. You should probably ask Phoenix. He's been dealing with this kind of stuff. You fell, plus you broke your ankles, plus ratio, plus L. Well, I think it was one of the royals. Really? Someone from the royal family. Yeah, and I've got a pretty good idea which one it was. He knows who it is? Care to share your hunch? All I'll say at this point is security is pretty tight, but the royals have unfettered access to the treasure room. Plus, they seem to be turning a blind eye to the orb's loss. But why would a member of the royal family do that? That I haven't figured out yet. But whatever the reason, it can't be good. I mean, a Carinus royal stealing a national treasure of such religious significance, and then pinning the crime on us, the Defiant Dragons? Sounds like a conspiracy or something. I still want Dirk to either adopt or marry me. I'm fine with either. I just want him to hug me until my back pops. You want him to break your back? I agree. Marry a marshmallow and boom. Never get invited to campfires ever again. It's pretty annoying. And if the truth were to come to light, it would be a scandal of epic proportions. To allow a foreign national to study a treasure so secret that it's off limits to the public, it would be seen as an utter sacrilege to those who truly revere the Holy Mother. If he wants to. So, if this were to go public, support of the Guran regime would weaken. But that's not all. This is just a hunch, but I believe there's something even bigger here. Something that would explain why the orb was being studied in the first place. Something that would shake the kingdom of Khura'in to its very core. And I'm gonna find out what. He's probably right. His intuition is usually on spot. He's usually spot on. Dirk, why are you so bent on revolution anyway? Is it to reform the legal system in Khura'in? There's that. But I'm also doing this for my children. I want to save Nayuta. What do you mean? this is for your ears only. It's the other reason why this revolution needs to succeed.
Nayuta? Nayuta? I never thought that our reunion would take place in a courtroom.
Oh, so you've run into each other already.
Yeah, but it was like they were a completely different person. They used to be such a kind, cheerful kid. Always smiling and stuff, you know? But now... They tried to convict Trucy for a crime she didn't even commit. Plus, they kept telling me I had a putrid mind and to let it go and move on.
Oh, they just say that to everyone. Has it really gotten that bad? Must be Grant's influence.
You know, that would be hilarious. A character who has no character arc, even though it's like everyone around gets character arcs, and then it's found out it's just like, oh, they weren't allowed to have a character arc because they were constantly being brainwashed. Oh no, they went edgy. They're sick in the head.
It wasn't like that. They weren't like that when they first stepped into the courtroom. Back then, they still had a keen sense of justice.
I vowed to bring the Garan regime down and reform the legal system.
That's what they swore to do. But that was also 5 years ago. They'd been the shining star of the Defiant Dragons and our greatest hope.
The brainwash arc? Maybe. That'd be fun. I mean, there's magic. Wait, Nayuta was a dragon?
What? No, we're humans. It's just like the team name. What?
Well, I kind of thought with how much Nayuta is being, worshipped by the Kitsune, they'd also be a dragon.
Yeah, that would track. They have a thing for those. But never mind that. They were. But these days, they're more like Gran's lapdog.
Talk about a complete about face. Wait. I don't think I've heard that term before. Why would they do that?
Something must have happened to them. Something that sparked a radical change.
Huh? Kitsune, you cannot escape the charges of the Bowser allegations. Let's see. There's the cheating allegations. You got so many allegations on you.
Still, I don't think they truly believe in the new path they've taken. It's not conviction that fills their heart. It's resignation and despair.
Stinky allegations. Yeah, we got those too. I see.
The only thing I know for sure is Nayuta is suffering. And they are suffering in silence.
Nayuta is suffering?
Yes. They know the rightful state of Karine's legal system. But something forces them to bend to Garan's will, and it's tearing them apart.
It's been 5 years. Do you really think they even still want to reform the legal system?
As long as they carry what I've taught them in their heart, I do.
What'd you teach them? A dragon never yields. That's what you always told us.
That I did. It's a belief I've held since back when I was a lawyer. The dragon stands at the pinnacle of the natural world, craved by all. Either their downfall or other things. Shush! Get on with the thing. Okay. Nothing and no one can bend its will. That's why we, lawyers, must pursue the truth like an unyielding dragon. Right?
It's called depression, Dirk.
We must fight for the truth to the bitter end, no matter what it takes. Dirk and Mr. Wright, they have that much in common. That's why I've held on to this badge, even there are no more lawyers in Khura'in. I believe that one day our legal system will return to its former glory. And this badge here is a testament to that belief. You know, you kinda sound menacing. I lead a rebellion group against a state. It kind of had to come up.
Oh wait, that's the little thing right there. Lawyers are a dying breed. Marshmallow, you joke, but no, literally, lawyers are put to death in their country. Because the Defense Culpability Act, or the DC Act, as it'll come up later, whatever punishment the defendant gets, if a lawyer was trying to, get a not guilty verdict, that lawyer then also suffers the same fate. And most of the time, it's death. Funny little face. I wonder if Nayuta still believes in what you taught us.
They do. That much I'm sure of.
A dragon never yields.
Wait a minute. I recognize that voice. The only one that can spring to mind right now is the monk from Heroes of the Storm from Diablo. Wait a minute! I played that guy a lot. I forget his name. But, oh boy. The insight path and just the cooldowns do not exist. Such fun to just be like, I am sending out 4 punches a half second.
Your voice is dead on.
There was 2 moments where you get to hear Dirk beforehand. So I am also leaning into that. A certain moderator here wanted me to make them super high-pitched because we can't see their Adam's apple.
I know that belief is etched deep in his heart. In their heart. I'd bet my life on it. After all, they are my flesh and blood.
This unshakable faith and confidence is what draws people to him, whether they like it or not. Even people like me. You know, I remember back when we were kids. Nayuta used to say with great pride, I have the blood of a dragon within me.
Yes, and that's why I want you to free them. Free them from this poisonous clutches of the Gran regime.
So that's your other reason for starting a revolution.
Yes, I need to smack some sense into that child of mine. I mean, what are fathers for?
I wouldn't know.
Now that we have the orb, on to the next problem. Getting out of here.
Well, we're not going back the way we came, that's for sure. There's the hole. That hole we fell through is way too high up to climb back up to. Just no clip out. Have you seen this? We're stuck in an image. We don't have truly physical movement here. Just facsimiles of it.
Actually, I have an idea. If I launch you and get you up there first, I can use my radiant dash to get to you. And give you a small healing.
Long backwards jump into the corner over there.
That lake water tastes salty, which means it must connect to the ocean.
What? Wait a sec. You're not suggesting we swim our way out?
That's exactly what I am suggesting.
But we have no idea how deep that lake goes. It's pitch black down there.
Not a problem. There's glowing moss all around us.
How is that not a problem? I mean, how do you even know if there's really a passage to the ocean that's big enough for you and your shoulders?
Well, one of us has to try, and I'm the better swimmer. Time's a-wasting. I'll be back before you know it, son.
Never trust still water, Apollo. Turk! He's gone. I sure hope he knows what he is doing. Having another dead father to add to the list is not great for someone's psyche. May 16th. Mount Mitama. Kurai's ruins. It's been 20 minutes. How long and excruciating. I hope he's okay. Oh no, we angered something. What is going on? Uh-oh. The water. It's rising. Why were my thoughts filled with water too? I don't know how to swim. If I don't grab onto something that floats. This is bad. I better think of something quick. I've got it. As long as I hold on to this, I should be able to stay afloat. No! Can we no clip out, Miss Toddbot? It's no use. The hole's still too high up. We have to find another way, and quick. This is not good. Water's almost up to the top of the altar. It won't be long before it reaches the roof of the cave. Do I have to grab the bottle? Hey, maybe I can use this like an oxygen tank. Oh, that is really smart, Apollo. I would not have thought of that. Wait, what am I thinking? I need to stay calm and be more rational about this. I thought it was a good idea. Did we grab the orb? I feel like we did. The puzzle box is still at the base of the altar. It must have been designed to stay put even at high tide. Wait, that's it! Dr. Bus must have gotten here from some oceanside entrance at low tide. That's why his footprints were leading out of the lake. So it really does connect to the ocean. High tide! That's not my name. Not that that helps. I drowned before I made it out. The water won't stop rising. I'm getting swept away. Ah! Please! Stop! The water's just high enough for me to reach the hole. Is it though? I'm saved. All I have to do is go back the way we came. The water might even lift me all the way back up over the wall of rock. Here goes. Ah! The hole! It's full of rubble! The tunnel collapsed above, must have filled it in after we fell through it. No! This can't be happening! And this is when they kill Apollo. No, I can't give up now. I refuse to die here. The water. I can't. I can't. I can't breathe. I can't swim either. He's so mean.
Is this the end? Dirk, I wonder if you made it out. So, this is what it feels like to drown. I would have eaten that sushi if I known it would. Would have eaten that sushi if I'd known it would have been my last meal. I feel like I've been through this before. Now I remember. It was back when all three of us were living in that shack in the mountains. Nayuta and I were playing by the riverside when we got swept up in the rapids.
Ah! Ah!
I thought we were goners, but then... Nayuta! Apollo! Hold on! I'm coming!
Ah! Ah! Ah!
That was a close one. I thought I lost you two.
I'm sorry, Dirk!
Alright, that's enough now. I didn't teach you kids to cry. Did I teach you that kids don't cry?
Thank you, Father. You could have been killed, but you've risked your life to save us. Why?
What a silly question. What father wouldn't risk his life to save his own children? Nayuta, Apollo, don't ever hesitate to call when you need me. Understand? Hey, Dirk. This isn't...
This is. Oh, young. Hey, Dirk. This isn't forever, right? You'll bring me back from America someday, right?
Of course. I'll come pick you up as soon as things settle down here. Promise.
Okay, you promised.
Dirk, I waited, and I waited for the day you'd come and take me home. But you never came.
That's why I tried to forget about you and my life back in Khura'in.
Dirk, why didn't you? Apollo! Apollo! Apollo, can you hear me?
Dirk?
Still can't swim, huh?
You came back? But why?
I said I'd come for you, didn't I?
Yeah, but you can't hold me and swim.
We're both
Gonna...
Stop talking. You'll bite your tongue.
What? We're being pulled under. What's going on? Why is this happening? Their clothes are remarkably dry. Well, that's the thing. They constantly sweat, so their clothes just look like that all the time. They're just constantly wet. Where?
You finally came to, son. Get your fill of seawater? Good thing your name's not Neptune.
Dirk? You're telling me! Check it out! Snot's coming out of his nose! What a miraculous escape! Not even some of the escape artist greats could pull that off! What on earth is happened?
Sorry it took me so long, son. I made it to the ocean, but I figured you still couldn't swim. So I found a local fisherman and had him take us near the undersea cavern. He tied a rope to me, and I came and grabbed you. Then he yanked me back.
Oh, so that's what pulled us under with such force. Don't forget about me. I assisted in your escape act too, Polly.
I've helped compatriots escape from all sorts of places. Mountain jails, island prisons. But an undersea cavern, now that was a first!
What? Are you kidding me? Dirk, you risked his life for me. Dirk, I'm only alive because of you. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I, just did what any father would do for his son.
He saved my life. Yet again.
I guess seawater doesn't make for much of a meal.
It's 'cause Polly didn't have any sushi. Oh, yeah. I haven't eaten anything since this morning.
Oh, that's right. Hey, AJ!
Dirk had me buy this for you. Huh?
Yeah, thought you might be hungry. Ready to have some this time around?
Yeah. Thanks. Though, I find this a bit distasteful.
Oh, you don't like sushi?
No, the fact I nearly drowned and you're serving me things that live in the ocean.
Oh, you could have been sleeping with these fishes in another world.
Oh, wow. This is delicious.
Glad you approve. I'd better get some before you eat them all.
Just like old times. Dirk used to slice up the fish he caught, and we'd all eat fresh sashimi together. He used to talk all about the vitamins and minerals packed in the raw fish. Hey, by the way, let me see that orb, AJ. Here you go.
Whoa!
That's what it looks like! You found the legendary treasure! Nice work, Polly.
Thanks. Guess you could say mission accomplished. With the orb, our revolution can take a big step forward. Let's celebrate the eve of our revolution. We'll get all dressed up and feast till dawn. Yeah! Now we're talking. Time to party! After all that, I just want to go to bed. Sure wish Nayuta was here.
We don't often get to see a forward-facing Nayuta.
Maybe one day we'll enjoy times like these together again.
Oh, I missed a lot of chat because of the intense. What isn't a concept in the AA universe? It is. There's certain places that need water. Besides, water isn't wet anyway. I hate that debate. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Did they just pull a mystery dungeon on us and have water shoot them from a cave back to town? Eat fish so that you may swim better. The messiest eater. I can see a timeline where Apollo drowns. Front-facing Nayuta looks like a shit ton more like me. It's almost like there wasn't any Nayuta outside them saying you're going to hell. Yeah. But they're brainwashed, so it makes sense that they're not friendly.
The revolution. If it can bring back those happy days, you can sign me up for...
Sorry to interrupt your little party, but I'm here for my crystal.
Right, left, hop!
I kind of forget what I gave this guy's voice.
Ah, it's him again.
Well done! Then again, I always knew you could do it. After all, we politicians must be excellent judges of character. Still, I'm impressed you both made it out there alive.
Wait, how do you know about the cave? Wait a second. You're the one who shoved us into that pit?
It sounds so bad when you say it like that. The very world-traveled one? Loser. All I did was give you a little nudge in the right direction.
So, it was you. I'm going to crush your windpipe with my bare hands. You no good son of a...
Ah! Don't look at me like that! The crystal of Amife is mine! Now hand it over!
Over my dead body!
Ah! Detective, help! Yeah, I know.
Emma? What's going on here?
He filed a police report. He claims you're trying to steal his family heirloom. That's him! The one with the long hair! Arrest him this instant! He's the thief that made off with the artisan's family's most precious heirloom! Well, I suppose I should ask you to come in for questioning.
Down at the police station? I think I'll pass. After all, Mr. Petition seems bent on having me arrested on theft charges.
This is not good. If Dirk gets arrested, he'll be sent back to Khura'in to face execution. Sorry, but now that I know you have the crystal, or orb as you call it, I must insist. Will you please come with me, sir?
Hold it! Emma! I'm afraid I can't let you take Dirk in. He received the orb from Dr. Buff in a perfectly legal transaction.
Is that so? Can you prove it?
Of course, why are you so jolly in this moment? What's with this
Can you prove it?
attitude? Ugh. Fuck.
I can't hand this over, though, because it says if they come to no harm, but he did!
Take that! Take a look at this agreement.
What do we have here? Well, let's see. I agree to hand over the Founder's Orb to the Defiant Dragons if I come to no harm. It appears to be a perfectly legal argument.
Not so fast! That's not the Founder's Orb! It's the Crystal of Ame-Fae! Which means their agreement is null and void.
Oh, if you're only going to argue that, then it's not. Dear Ghoul, hello. That's a new person in chat. Umbrella Corp again. This is going nowhere fast.
You can say that again.
They were saying Phoenix was here, so I imagine this might be Phoenix or Edgeworth, because they said both of them were walking around. Do her colors count as Gumshoes remixed? Maybe. I mean, she is the detective for all three of these games, which is really sad. Well, not all three of the games, because we had Fulbright. But there has been absolutely no Gumshoe.
Then it will just have to go to trial. Right, Apollo? How do you like my Edgeworth impression?
But, Mr. Wright? Papa!
What's with you two? You look like you just saw a ghost.
You probably don't remember me. We used to hang out on Discord years ago.
Oh yeah, get ready for this.
I miss Gumshoe. I want to see Gumshoe.
Oh, yeah. Emma mentioned she had seen him around. What are you doing in Karine Village, Mr. Wright?
What?
Mr. Atishan has retained me as his lawyer.
Wait, you're his lawyer? Huh? Mr. Wright, why are you serving as Mr. Atishan's lawyer?
Because he hired me. He needed my help in getting a family heirloom back from Dr. Buff. And it seems he correctly foresaw that something like this might happen.
It's because those shifty insurgents were harassing poor Dr. Buff. So I knew I might need a lawyer if things went south. Yeehaw. I figured with a celebrated lawyer like Phoenix Wright, I couldn't go wrong.
So, this is what you came back from Karine for, Mr. Wright? It was just good timing. My work over there just happened to wrap up, so here I am. Plus, Mr. Atishan is a very important client. They know each other? But I've never heard Mr. Wright mention his name before.
Get a good legal opponent for once in this fucking game. I mean, we had Grasp and Pain, so there's at least a list. My work over there happened to wrap up. The revolution was just getting bloody. Mr. Wright, are you sure this is Mr. Atishan's family heirloom? That's my client's assertion. He says it's the crystal of Ami Faye. Apparently, it's the crystal she once used when channeling spirits. Who's Ami Faye? She brought Kuraini's channeling to Japan, and her descendants brought it here. Her true origins are still rather murky. What? We mentioned Heroes of the Storm earlier. I get to. But what's clear is she is the founder of the Kurain channeling technique. Why have you made him soft-spoken? Because you're on the other side of Phoenix now. This is just what everyone sees. Oh, so he's like... So she's like the one they called the founder in Kurain, the Holy Mother. Apollo, I don't plan to betray my client's confidence. I may not know all the facts yet, but I do know we won't be handing the crystal over to you. What? Are you saying... Everyone hears his voice 10 octaves higher, except over the phone. Then he sounds normal. I'm really sorry it's come to this, but... Mr. Wright, I don't understand. Let me spell it out then. If you continue to claim that the crystal belongs to your client, then I will be seeing you in court. What? What? What's gotten into you, Papa? Nothing. This is strictly business. Two lawyers from the same firm facing off. What are the odds? Lucky for me, I have the right man for the job. Whatever are you going to do? Remember, he is your boss. How did it come to this? Thank goodness you said Papa instead of Daddy. Well, yeah, it's just a running bit. We've been doing it for 3 games now. Mr. Wright, please, don't do this. Apollo, there's no point in arguing about it here. When it's now clear, we're heading to court. That's where we'll find out who the crystal really belongs to. I don't believe it. Am I really gonna face Mr. Wright in court? Papa! Apollo! No! We can't have our agency's talents competing against each other! It's too late, Trucy. The die has been cast. We each have to fight for our client's best interests. But... So, what's it gonna be, Apollo? Are we gonna have to take this to trial? I have to battle Mr. Wright in court? The legendary Phoenix Wright? No matter how many trials of his I've watched, no matter how dire the situation, he's always pulled out a win in the end. Can I do it? Can I take on the man whose footsteps I've been following in? Your Honor, we invoke our third dimension rights to face the camera. I don't like this Phoenix. Can we revoke his third dimension rights? You don't like it when you're against Phoenix? I owe it to Dirk at least to try. To at least try. What should I do? Apollo's got this. I vote for Apollo. But Mr. Right's fucking terrifying. There's no turning back now. If it's a trial you want, Mr. Right, I'm more than happy to oblige, 'cause I'm fine. I'm ready to fight for my client. Even if it means facing off against you. Alright. I won't be pulling any punches either, Apollo. The kid gloves are officially off. May the best attorney win. You got it!
Whoa, whoa, whoa! First Papa, now you? Polly, you're not serious.
Sorry, Trucy. But I have to do this. Apollo. Alright then. I'd better go prepare for tomorrow. See you in court.
Papa, no, wait!
A fine mess I've gotten you into, son. I mean, all the lawyers we could have faced, it had to be him. He's practically a celebrity in Khura'in now. They're calling him the Fighting Phoenix.
I'll be fine! After all, I've come a long way too. Who knows? I could even end up winning. There's always a chance, right?
You know, this may be a blessing in disguise. If the trial proves what we found is indeed the Founder's Orb, then we have... Then whoever asked Dr. Buff to study it may be revealed too.
Trucy just vanishes dad and the orb and solves everything. Like a not idiot. I'm more than happy to oblige. They will kill your dad, Apollo! Which one?
This is our chance to finally pull them out of the shadows.
The first step of your revolution, huh?
Yes, the revolution to restore Khura'in to its former glory and save Nayuta's soul.
The alive one. That doesn't narrow it down! Dirk, I swear to fight as hard as I can in court to make that a reality. We're gonna win this one. You'll see.
I know you can do it, son.
Doesn't it? What are you talking about? I'm talking about Phoenix practically adopted Apollo. It doesn't matter that I'll be going up against Mr. Right. I have to win this for Dirk. And for Nayuta. Their salvation, along with all of Khura'in, depends on it. The revolutionary one. I mean, if we go by a sheer technicality, Mr. Right caused a revolution that turned into the Dark Age of the Law. Because of bogus evidence. Continue to the next chapter? Yep. We're not even an hour in. We're almost an hour in, but we're not. May 17th. And also now in Khura'in. Yep. I give up.
Just so you know, I'm not gonna take sides.
Message received. Loud and clear.
Good, because I don't like this one bit. You and Papa should be on the same team.
Sorry, Trucy. Wow, she's really mad. I just noticed the tea party and the painting. Is it tea party? I just see chairs and table.
I'm sorry too, little lady. This is all my fault.
I'm just worried things will never be the same between Papa and Apollo.
I don't like this one bit.
What did she do to you other than shame you for what you call your parents? I forgot who said the line, so I gave it to Dirk. Only realized I fucked up when you said she. And since we're almost an hour in, it is drink time. Oh no, it's been on Top Chat this entire time. Hasn't missed anything because you're all regulars. That's why I've learned about the algorithm. The Top Chat is meant for people who are consistent. The All Chat is truly everyone. Sip, sip. Let's give Trident extra penalty, just cause. Sip, sip. So we're VIP? Yes, you have very important pures. It can't be very important viewers, so it's VIP, very important pures, because you're pewing out chat messages. Time to get some bots in chat. Well, there's the trick. You have to be subscribed for at least 10 minutes, which negates, like, every bot that I've ever seen. Keep the crack addicts like me out of the sidelines. Very important peers.
If they go through with this,
Is that all? Well, I won't worry about that. That's the way it is with us men. We may fight, but we don't burn bridges.
really? You pulling gender into this?
Sure. 1 minute we're trading blows, and the next we're having drinks together. We're simple creatures at heart.
I sure hope you're right.
Apollo and Nick will never be the same. Well, yeah, they didn't get a game, so they haven't been the same since. They're just in limbo, waiting for number 7.
Sorry I'm late, Apollo.
Geez, did you come off your side job?
Don't worry about the outfit.
Athena, there you are. What happened with you and Mr. Wright yesterday?
Oh, about that, I ended up going to the wrong airport. I was waiting there, thinking his flight was really late, and before I knew it, I dozed off. By the time I woke up, it was already dark.
I figured something like that had happened. Being late and dozing off are the two things you do best.
You don't have to be so mean! Ugh, guilty as charged.
So then, I take it you have no idea what today's case is about.
Not a clue. Sorry. What is today's case about, if I might ask? Another locked room mystery? A suspect with a flimsy alibi? Ooh, or a dying message?
Sorry, strike 3, you're out. It's a civil case.
A civil case?
You act like I'm speaking Swahili here.
It's just the Right Anything Agency specializes in criminal law. Or so I thought.
Do you think he has a relationship with, Gajinka? What was his name? Civil case, hooray!
Athena in Maid Cafe.
Athena is, like, they don't teach us that in law school. But yeah, all crime in the Ace Attorney universe deals with death.
In civil cases, there are no prosecutors, right? Instead, both parties retain an attorney. Right. What? Oh, is he the attorney today?
I mean, yes? But I'm also over here.
What?
Right. And the other attorney is someone you know very well.
Really? Who?
The trial will begin shortly. Please proceed to the courtroom at once.
Okay, let's do this. Do you think they don't do civil so they are more likely to see Miles? That's why Nick made them criminal office. Maybe.
Apollo. Wait, who's the other attorney? And where is Mr. Wright?
No time to explain. Let's go.
Hey! Okay! Right behind you!
Athena knows like 1.5 lawyers not in this room. Yeah, they know. No, Gavin's a prosecutor. Yeah, is the one Mr. Wright and the half one? What's his name? What's his name? Why am I forgetting his name? School. Ah, the Archer guy. Ah, right. That guy. But what? The Blackwell. Simon, his name. I forgot Simon. That's who I was saying was half. Simon. I just blanked on it.
Court is now in session. Is this some sort of practice session? Why is only half of the room dressed? A mock trial, perhaps?
No! No, it's not, Your Honor. It's the real deal, Your Honor.
So then you two have... had a falling out? I won't have you using my courtroom for that, you know.
It's nothing like that, Your Honor. Exactly. It just so happens that we have different clients in this case.
I see. Well, here's to hoping this has no adverse effects on your working relationship. But your personal one, fuck that. Get some drama in your life.
You could say that again? I had no idea we'd be going against the boss today! You sure this is a good idea, Apollo?
What? Do you want to switch sides?
Honestly, I'd rather be anywhere but here right now.
Well, at least she is here. I'm really gonna need her help. We have the gimmick. Phoenix only has something that helps in investigations. We've got 2 things that work during trials. You were supposed to start the prosecution, not join them, Apollo. You are the chosen one. 3 different chosen one proficiencies in your backstory. You are a brother to Trucy. I mean, like a brother to Trucy. Mr. Justice. Yes? Don't expect me to pull any punches just because you're the opposing lawyer. As I said, the kid gloves are off. And come what may, they're still off. Same here, Mr. Wright. If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get. Oh, it's so weird seeing Phoenix on the other side.
Yeesh. You guys are really chomping at the bit, aren't you?
I don't mind a good fight between co-workers. Just keep this civil case civil. Now then, if the plaintiff would like to take the stand, we may begin. Right, left, halt.
Ha ha ha! Noble judge, members of the gallery, good day to you! I'm politician. This is but the start of my epic campaign, and you will have the honor of witnessing it. I believe the youth of this country are our very future. Too long have they been looked down on and given the cold shoulder. So to them I say, ask not what you can do for your country, ask what you can do for me.
Mr. Attention! What is this crazy contraption you are riding in?
It's my custom-made election-winning campaign mobile. Beautiful, isn't it?
You're at a witness stand, not a campaign podium. So come out of there this instant.
Oh, we actually get him stand. He's got the little nameplate.
All right, now with the plaintiff's attorney, Mr. Wright. Please explain the complaint filed against the defendant.
Come what may, they're still off. Your client is an obvious jackoff, and my dad is gonna die, and Maya's gonna get abducted by Shelly again, needing you to lose, and Simon's going back on death row, and I just got the name. I deserve your best insults, Lamau. It took me and Doll a bit longer. Unless you didn't realize last stream either. But yeah, it's very direct when you say both his names. Because Attition just sounds like, oh, that kind of sounds like a last name. I guess that'll work. Like Wright, Edgeworth, Sykes, Attition. It works. But when you say his first name, Paul, it's like, wait a minute. This guy's just a politician. War of Attition.
Please explain the complaint.
Mr. Attition's complaint against the defendant is simple. The defendant, one Dirk Suddenmahi. What? Dirk Suddenmahi? Are they related to Nayuta? Oh, you haven't been filled in. Great! Stole my client's family heirloom, the crystal of Ami Faye. Mr. Attition merely seeks its return. This wouldn't have happened if that archaeological, whatever the fuck he does, hadn't kicked the bucket.
I see. You're rude as hell. Well, Mr. Justice, let's have your opening statement, if you would.
Please, Mr. Attition was my father. Call me Lord Chancellor. The defense asserts the item in question is the Founder's Orb, a sacred relic from Khura'in.
Go on.
It seems someone asked an archaeologist, that's how you say the name, Dr. Archie Buff, to study the orb. Dr. Buff determined that it was a Khura'inese national treasure known as the Founder's Orb. The very orb that was stolen from a treasure room in Khura'in several weeks ago.
Why, yes, I saw a news report about that.
Man, what a fantasy universe where cases go to court in one day. Yep. Even non-serious ones.
The theft of a Khura'inese national treasure caused quite an uproar in the kingdom.
Though I imagine because they keep saying Paul has so many connections to stuff and has some sway, I wouldn't be surprised if it's just a little thing to show of just like, I got it into court day
One, because I don't deal with setbacks. That is my policy for when I am, on top. Vote for me, whatever.
I wish IRL Justice System was as efficient as this game. My ols, yeah.
Well, we believe that it was not, in fact, a theft in the traditional sense, but rather that it was spirited out of Khura'in by someone for Dr. Buff to study.
You don't say. And?
Around that time, an acquaintance of the defendant learned of Dr. Buff. He made contact with the doctor, who agreed to hand over the orb. Apparently, the doctor wanted nothing to do with it once he had learned it had been stolen.
It seems you even have a transfer agreement between both parties.
Mr. Sedmahi also agreed to return the Founder's Orb to the Kingdom of Khura'in, once the doctor verified it was the real thing.
I see. So this dispute centers on whether the item in question is the Founder's Orb or the Crystal of Ami Faye. That, in turn, will determine the object's rightful owner.
I better bring my A game. Going up against Mr. Wright won't be a walk in the park.
Come to think of it, the name Dirk Sedmahi sounds awfully familiar. But I can't recall where I've heard it from. What?
Oh, it's probably your imagination, Honor. He's just a tourist, after all.
My imagination, you say?
Are you sure about this, Apollo? He's a wanted criminal in Khura'in, isn't he?
Hey, for Apollo!
What happened to Doll? They got possessed.
In Khura'in, yes. Here, he's just a tourist.
Very well. Let's begin with the proceedings. Berlifa, would you bring in the first witness?
Emma?
Show some manners. We're in court.
I know, it's just, this is a civil trial. So I was surprised to see a detective take the stand. Objection! If you're a tourist, what New York pizza did you get?
Quarter of 7th? Wrong!
We're not even in New York. I had her do some digging on Dr. Buff. What for?
You disappoint me, Apollo. First, you know I'm not just a detective. I'm a forensic scientist. Do try to remember that. Second, you owe me Mr. Wright. You owe Mr. Wright an apology. After all he's done for you, you have some nerve.
First, I'm sorry. And second, I'm really just trying to do my job.
You'll never get anywhere with that attitude. Take some advice from someone who's been there.
Why do I feel like I'm on trial here?
Detective Sky, your testimony, if you please.
The Doctor's dark secrets. The police had their eyes on Dr. Buff for some time. And just today, a number of stolen artifacts were discovered in his study. Among them were a priceless urn and a statue that were stolen from the Fae clan.
Oh no. Yikes.
Though we know it's like, oh, it's a priceless urn. It has no price. It is worth less. It seems the doctor would do anything to study artifacts, including steal them. As for the relic at the center of this dispute, he likely stole it from the Attition residence. It's always kind of boring to have to deal with a detective testimony, especially when it's like a big case you're excited about like this. What? I don't know what you're going on about, doll. This is interesting. The doctor is a thief? Why am I just hearing about this now? Well, cat burglar isn't something he'd put on his resume. He was more careful than that. But the fact is, he was a classic treasure hunter. A treasure hunter, huh? Like people who have thrilling adventures in exotic places, risking life and limb for glory? I doubt Dr. Buff was the star of his own hit movie series, Athena.
Out of respect for the dead, I will say that Dr. Buff wasn't doing it to get rich. Apparently, he only wanted to borrow artifacts to study them. He would then return them as soon as his research was finished.
According to the doctor's child, he would even repair or restore some of the artifacts he stole before returning them. He believed he was honoring the dead by discovering their history through artifacts. Apollo, it's so cooked. He wrote dog burglar to subtly tip off clients, but not police. But whatever lofty ideals he held, it makes no difference. Larceny is larceny.
Yes, he certainly sounds no different from a regular thief to me.
So, let's say for a moment that the doctor really did moonlight in stealing artifacts. Might he not have stolen the Founder's Orb in Kurine and brought it back here himself?
Nope. There's no record of him traveling overseas over the past few years. Plus, he couldn't very well leave his reclusive child at home all alone.
That is quite the opposite, Mr. Wright. They can be left home, like, that's kind of the thing that happens to them.
Then this really must be the Crystal of Amy-Faye. Case closed.
Yes, he stole it from the Attition residence. Probably so he could study it. This is the left hook I did not need. I bet you never saw that coming, Apollo. Yeah. When Mr. Wright said the kid gloves were off, he wasn't kidding.
Mr. Justice, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
You know, it would be ridiculous if they revealed it's like, oh, Amy-Faye is the Holy Mother. They're one and the same, so you know her real name now.
Hold it! How exactly did Dr. Buff arouse the suspicion of the police anyway?
Chalk it up to good old-fashioned sleuthing. After investigating countless artifact thefts over the past few years, the police finally zeroed in on him, and the doctor became their prime suspect.
A number of those artifact thefts occurred in Kurine Village, too, if I might add. And they started right around the time the doctor moved there.
But he was never arrested. I take it there was nothing concrete linking him to a crime. No. Which is why we were never able to get a search warrant in the first place. It's hard to arrest artifact thieves unless you catch them red-handed. Still, the police had him under constant surveillance.
Wait, then how good was that surveillance? Do you know who the anonymous witness was?
One might say she was Maya Fey. / bullshitting. She was a me Fey. I don't get it. I don't get the pun.
Hold it!
Are you sure these allegedly stolen artifacts are the real deal?
They're not fakes, that's for sure. Take the urn, for example. Apparently, it's an extremely intricate work of art. Its design, cracks and other features would be impossible to replicate perfectly. Okay.
Actually, I've had a few run-ins with that urn myself. So it was a shock to see it there in the doctor's study. I can say without a doubt, that urn was stolen from the Fey clan.
You see.
Detective Sky, please continue with your testimony if you would. Hold it!
Were there any other stolen artifacts found besides those belonging to the Fays?
Yes, for instance. Remember the large relief on the wall? It was chiseled out of some ancient ruins in the Kingdom of Khura'in several years ago. They stole a wall? Chiseled out? Didn't that damage it? Well, he did restore the parts, so that were so faded you could barely see them anymore. It seems he intended to return it someday, so you could say his intentions were good. But intentions are no get-out-of-jail-free card. That's a fact.
A Gojv card. If I might add, with respect for the deceased, the quality of the restoration was apparently exceptional.
Wait a minute, I just realized he keeps on going, with respect for the dead. This sounds just like how Nayuta was talking of just like, to put the soul at ease. They're talking like Nayuta. He's been brainwashed. Phoenix has been brainwashed.
It seems the doctor invested a lot of money in hiring an extremely talented specialist.
He sounds like a good man who took a wrong turn somewhere.
I guess Sarge takes after him in that way.
Any further questions? If not, it seems the doctor didn't do anything.
Had these alleged thefts been going on for some time?
At least 5 years, as far as we can tell. All the recent thefts had been local. But before moving to Khura'in Village, he had been stealing from ruins around the world.
Dr. Buff was an international criminal?
This data lends itself to but one conclusion. Dr. Buff was a thief.
Hold it!
You claim he stole a family heirloom from the Attition residence. But claiming something doesn't make it true.
Unfortunately, it is true.
How can you be so sure?
A police report was filed concerning the theft 1 year ago, in fact.
What? A whole year ago?
August 25th of last year, to be exact, the report states, and I quote, "The crystal of Amy-Fae was discovered to be missing. From the Attition storehouse at 10 a.m., the storehouse lock had been picked." Signed, Politician Wimperson. Huh? Excuse me? What?
Well, a year-old report certainly lends the plaintiff's claim credence.
Son of a whimper.
The doctor really could have stolen the crystal of Amy-Fae.
Not only that, Your Honor, but the Founder's Orb was only found to be missing several weeks ago. So that is nearly a year after the crystal's theft was reported. Therefore, I believe we must consider the orb and the crystal to be two separate items.
Politician Wimperson? Not the most awe-inspiring tail end, is it? I see why he cut it.
Not that he inspires confidence without it. Still, I'd probably do the same in his shoes.
Not even focusing on the case, just ripping into this man.
A police report was filed about the crystal's theft a year ago.
But the theft of the Founder's Orb was only reported a few weeks ago. So the crystal's police report was filed away before the orb was found missing. That suggests the stolen relic is the crystal of Amy-Fae, as Mr. Attition Wimperson asserts.
I doubt the police report is fake. After all, Emma is the one who submitted it as evidence. Does it even have the date in that?
No, we'll just have to remember that it said August 25th. Somewhere.
Still, I feel like something we learned in that police report is important somehow.
Objection!
That statement contradicts with this piece of evidence. I'm just gonna open a wormhole. What? No one even talked. I just had a feeling.
Objection!
Please take a look at this piece of evidence.
I'm looking, but what am I supposed to see?
Oh,
As your boss and mentor, here's a bit of advice. Never present evidence before you have a good grasp of the situation at hand.
right. Sorry.
As the presiding judge, here's a penalty. Hey, no consequences! No!
Whoa, he's got third dimensional rights and broke the fourth wall. I don't think in the mainline games we've ever seen the judge not in a forward face. I can't rotate the orb.
Objection!
Can't ponder shit in this economy. Do I just present of just like, if you had some time, how is he dead? A gambler once sang, "You gotta know when to hold them and when to fold them."
Oh, I love that one! Know when to walk, know when to run.
Ugh. I don't know. Which penalty hurts more, the judges or their singing? If you're an artist, you are a gambler. You take a gamble every time you put pen to paper, put finger to keyboard, hand to mouse, pen to tablet. It's a gamble on if you'll finish it and if you'll get rewarded for it. Not if you're good like me. Yeah, Doll's not a gambler. They hit banger after banger after banger after banger. I mean, just look at their... They do a little comic series for Skechers. It's not official, but it's really good. Content creation, it's a gamble. Yep. Doll has cheats. Bang her, bang her, bang her. I hardly know her. I hardly know her. I hardly know her. I hardly know her. It's like one of those things of just like, fire, fire, fire on their position. Just all the noises all at once. Banger, 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 banger. I hardly know her.
Objection!
Ducka, 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 ducka. What are my items? That's not a fall. He didn't die when he was falling. His necklace is way too undisturbed. Unless that stone's really heavy. We need Evelyn! No, I can do this. I have big brain. That's what I did. That surveillance must have been pretty shit. I
Objection!
already did this one. I like to think they just sat in lawn chairs having hoagies outside his giant fucking window wall.
Objection!
The doctor stole the relic from the plaintiff? Are you sure? Because that statement doesn't agree with a certain piece of evidence. What do you mean? Take a look at this. What about it? This contains an email from the doctor's computer. Did he literally just hold up a flash drive and she's like, it's a flash drive. What the fuck? Wah. Nah. We'll get some from the bodega. Come on, Nick. We'll pick up some milk at the Wawa. Wawa bodega. Ah! Just held up a flash drive to Emma. Do you know what this is? It's a stick. What? I'm not a robot. Sorry, that usually works on Edgeworth. Why not you? This contains an email from the doctor's computer.
Email? In that little piece of plastic? I'm afraid I don't understand.
This stick here can store all sorts of computer data.
I still don't get it.
Here, just look at this. Apparently, the doctor was reporting his research findings to a certain individual. Now, take a look at this. It's the police report Detective Sky presented to this court. You can see the plaintiff's legal name on it. Paul Attition Wimperson.
I can see why he'd drop Wimperson from his name, but that's hardly breaking news.
Look closer, Your Honor.
His initials.
Right. The plaintiff's full legal name is Paul Attition Wimperson. Now, considering this, the email's recipient address starts with 3 letters. P-A-W... Oh! Don't tell me! Oh, but I will anyway. The individual who hired the doctor to study the disputed item is none other than Paul Attition Wimperson. Wait, then that means... Exactly. He wouldn't have to ask the man who stole his family heirloom to study it. Wait, he wouldn't have asked the man. Yeah. Therefore, how could this possibly be the crystal of Amy Faye? Oh! Those icons are so fucking video gamey. Look at the game dev logos and indie game logos and stuff. We never checked the doctor's emails. We couldn't even figure out the password to his computer. The plaintiff willingly left the orb in the doctor's care so he could study it, at the behest of his benefactor. Wait. Then what about the police report? I have all the details of the theft right here. It's probably for another relic, the real crystal of Amy Faye. It's just using the report as a way to claim that our orb is actually his stolen crystal.
Objection!
Right, I forget that he's supposed to be voiced by Sam Riegel. Let's do a line as Sam Riegel. And how are you so certain that PAW refers to my client's initials? I do ads for Critical Role that get off the rails so much. I'm Sam Riegel. But let's do it real. And how are you so certain that PAW refers to my client's initials? Maybe the email's recipient was a dog lover. Perhaps. So let's get to know your client a little better, shall we? Mr. Politician Wimperson! He has an entrance animation? I suppose shutting down detractors is all part of a politician's job. 7-Eleven, never forget. It killed the bodega. Answer me this, Mr. Atitian Wimperson. What is... The number 7-Eleven does not make sense to a shoe size. Definitely doesn't make sense for a favorite food unless you go to 7-Eleven to get food. And then your birthday. Yeah, it could be 7-Eleven. I was about to say I appreciate his walk-in. What is your birthday? My birthday? It's July 11th. But what's it to you? Oh, I see. You can address birthday gifts to my office. But full disclosure, I only accept gifts valued at $1,000 or more. I wish I could just say that. Yes, I only accept stream donations that are above 3 digits, not including cents. I mean, you can just say that. But I can't even get stream donos, and I definitely do not have the personality of those people that can be like, ew, only $3,000? Is that all you can give? Give me more, you pathetic sack of shit. I don't accept cash or debit as birthday gifts. I think I heard them wrong. They want debt as their Christmas gift? Okay, okay. It's a bit funky, but them kids are weird. Why has everyone gone silent, stunned by my magnificence? How can anyone be that self-centered? Oh, right. Politician. Did everyone hear that? He said July 11th. July 11th, or rather 7-Eleven, matches the numbers in the email address. Both the name and birthday are a match. I hardly think that's a coincidence. Wait. Why, you sneaky little... Looks like someone's finally decided to join the conversation. He said, in his own words, quote, July 11th, according to him. Would the plaintiff care to explain? I would like to say that this is Quite. That's it. I am the face of Quite. I have taken off the green hoodie so I can be a politician. Quite what? Quite a thing you've said. Any other thoughts? No further comments. I stand by my previous statement. Oh, he fucking leaves. hold it! You can't just walk away! Even politicians have to explain themselves in a court of law. I'm afraid I simply don't know how it happened. I can't possibly explain matters outside of my purview. Perhaps it was a mistake on the part of my secretary?
Oh, no, you don't, you slippery eel.
Mr. Wright, would you care to respond? I won't argue with your assertion. My client lent the treasure in question to the doctor and asked him to study it. It seems that much is a fact. Now we're getting somewhere. However, it has no bearing on the issue of ownership. How so? Mr. Attition, I fully understand your position here. You had to hide the fact you sent the crystal out to be studied. Your family would have been very upset if they found out. It's a family heirloom, after all.
You've got to be kidding me.
Mr. Wright is, well, right, of course. But then he always is. That's why he's my lawyer. The crystal is a precious Attition family heirloom and has been for centuries. But Dr. Buff was so eager to study its proud heritage, I just couldn't say no. I didn't even tell my grandfather.
Objection!
But in order to win the backing of your so-called benefactor, you were going to give what you claim to be the Crystal of Amife to that person. You were going to give a precious family heirloom away, just like that. He had to hide the fact in a court of law. He just got a criminal charge in a civil case.
Dumbass.
I was going to explain everything to grandfather later. Honest. My client's grandfather is very proud of his grandson for following in his footsteps. And if refusing him would have meant dashing the dreams of his darling grandson, I doubt the kindly old man could have said no.
Objection! Well, grandchildren are meant to be spoiled.
You claim his grandfather's proud. Prove it! I genuinely don't believe you. Prove it!
That's what grandfathers are for. There's a lot of that talk this whole case. It's what fathers are for. It's what grandfathers are for. Sins of the son go on to the father, or something like that.
Your Honor, please. I mean, it's been in the family for centuries. My grandfather thinks highly of my talents as a politician. That's how he's proud of me. Obviously, the accomplishments that I see as worthwhile to me. Obviously, my parents would understand that. Even my grandparents. They totally understand this. This is why you go into a field that's been around for hundreds of years, not silly video game development. There will always be a politician, but video games can be stopped by politicians. That's why he entrusted me with this very important name placard today. So I'm sure he would have been okay with me using the crystal as I saw fit. Why is, like, unless it's, like, for spacing reasons, but why is it so... There's that, like, lone eye again, but why does it cover up also the Attition part? Don't you just need to cover up Abe? You claimed it in court. I can ask you to prove it. Grandpa's spoiled little brat. See? It's weird! I think the judge is buying it, Apollo. No surprise there. He's always going on about his own grandchild, after all.
Excuse me. Can I leave now, Mr. Wright? I believe my work here is done.
By all means, Detective Sky. Thank you for your assistance.
You're welcome. It's nice to testify at a civil trial once in a while. See you around.
It seems the facts have changed somewhat. Mr. Titian Wimperson apparently lent his family heirloom to Dr. Buff. Mr. Justice, how would the defense like to proceed?
Oh, alright, now what?
Apollo, let's hear what they know about this so-called Crystal of Amy Faye. Maybe we can find some inconsistencies in their statements.
Right. Okay then, Mr. Wright, if the item in question really is an Titian family heirloom, then let's hear all your client knows about it. Of course, Mr. Titian Wimperson. Please tell the defense everything you know about the crystal's origin. All right, now then, listen and learn. This is the tale of the Crystal of Amy Faye and the illustrious history of the Titian clan. Are you ready? Our story begins back in the old country when the Titian family reigned supreme.
The illustrious history.
My ancestor was praised as a benevolent ruler. He protected the spirit mediums, a minority back then, from the rest of the locals. Some discrimination against them, you see, while others tried to abuse their power. As thanks, Amy Faye gave the crystal she had specially made as a gift to him. I am a descendant of that great lord. As such, my political power and influence is backed by centuries of history. Well, that devolved into a great load of self-aggrandizing propaganda fast. As you can see, the Crystal of Amy Faye is an heirloom of the esteemed house of Titian. And you have proof that it has always been in the Titian family? I have someone who gave a statement to that effect. My client's neighbor, one Ives Shinetto, Ives Shinetto, age 85, gave the following statement.
Ashton showed me the crystal back when I was but a lad.
Objection!
Can we really trust the memory of an old man? The judge is going to say something. Mr. Justice, would you care to explain that statement to the judge? I didn't mean... what I'm trying to say is, 3 whacks.
Never underestimate the memory of your elders. I may forget my verdicts the next day, but the memories of my past are clear as day. Therefore, I find Mr. Ives Ginetto's statement to be perfectly credible.
Wow, did you see how Mr. Wright got the judge on his side? That's definitely a trick I want up my sleeve.
It only worked because I insulted the elders. That wasn't a thing he can just do. Ugh, you're not helping, Athena.
You may cross-examine the witness, Mr. Justice.
It's almost like it's always stacked against the player. Judge is biased. Cancel him.
Remember that judge who got fired because he put a homeless girl on a class field trip to watch a case in prison to teach her a lesson for falling asleep in court? They put her in prison. Because he put a homeless girl on a class field trip to watch a case in prison to teach her a lesson for falling asleep in court. They put her in prison. What? I have never heard of that. That is insane. I feel like I gotta press all the statements.
Hold it!
That object you set down there, is it something of importance to you?
It is a name placard. This one belonged to my grandfather, Abraham Attition. He had it custom made during his distinguished political career. It's special because it was crafted from the finest Italian plastic.
I wasn't aware the Italians were famous for their fine plastic. Ibby, you know anything? You're part Italian and have learned, right?
You can touch it if you want.
No, I'm fine.
Very well. I'll just continue with my testimony. My ancestor was praised as a benevolent ruler, but he was also an eminent politician.
Ibby, what about your plastics? Are they micro deluxe? Ibby's a plastic tycoon.
Hold it!
So, I take it the relationship with the Fae clan was a close one?
A smooth and open line of communication with my entire electorate. That is the politician way.
Huh? Sorry. I was asking about your ancestor.
Whether it's about me or my ancestor, feel free to ask anything you'd like. Transparency in government. That's the politician way.
More like dodging question. That's the politician way. Thanks. I'll be sure to ask when I have something you'll actually answer.
As I was saying, the Attition family protected the Fae spirit mediums back then.
Hold it!
Trans people in government. Woo! We got one. Into big court. We got one. Spirit mediums were targets of discrimination?
Yes, some people even treated them like they were monsters. The transformation the mediums underwent when channeling spirits frightened the locals. And then there were those who tried to use them.
You meant they sought to control the channeling powers of the mediums?
Discrimination against the minority is absolutely despicable. A vote for me is a vote to end discrimination. I vow to root it out wherever it may be. That is my promise to you.
You keep making a lot of promises I don't really feel like you're going to go through with. He's totally ignoring your questions. It's like you're a moderator at a political debate. Yeah, and only he cares about his talking points. As thrilling as your campaign is, could we please get back to your testimony?
As you wish. Now then, as for the Crystal of Ami Fae...
Ibby says Italian plastic, it's truly deluxe. Why do you think they keep making Mario
Hold it!
toys? You said she had it made, so then it was made in Japan?
That's right. Then she hired a famous craftsman to make it. And they say it's quite valuable too.
And you were going to take such a priceless family heirloom and just give it to your patron?
That's so typical of you ignorant common types. Making difficult decisions when the chips are down is what being a politician is all about. But only when it's in service of your own political career, you mean? The crystal is a testament to my ancestors' remarkable achievements. And furthermore,
We should get some delivered to America. They keep making Mario. He's born every 2 years. I'm tired of this cheap-ass microplastics. I want an upgrade.
macroplastics, macroplastics.
It seems like a good way to get people's votes is to say you're down with the microplastics and you are gonna endorse the macroplastics? Whatever the kids are saying. Yeah, I'm with the macroplastics. Yes, please vote for me. It was a meme, you dumbass. I look like a fool. Kill all children.
That's why he doesn't age. They always pick the Mario in the 30-31 age range. Ibis says she's the next Mario in line. I thought you were going to say, down with the sickness! Oh, wow.
Hold it!
So, tell me, Mr. Attition Wimperson, are you famous in Corrine Village? You could say that, but I find my popularity to be rather bemusing. Bemusing? Yes, my campaign posters keep going missing as soon as I put them up. My avid supporters and female fans are likely taking them home to hang in their bedrooms. I guess ignorance really is bliss. All this only proves my fine lineage.
She can't chat because she's not subbed long enough, huh? Yep, she just subbed, Lamau. Oh no, sorry. Gotta wait that 10 minutes and wait a minute. Ibby, you weren't subscribed? You weren't subscribed?
Hold it!
I'm sorry, but is any of that relevant to the issue of the relic's rightful owner?
Oh no. It's a big oh no.
Have you never heard of Kingcraft? Kingcraft? Is that like Minecraft, but for peasants? It's the art of ruling as a king. My father drilled it into my head from a young age. And one of his precepts states, "Ruin awaits a ruler who responds to every single issue posted by the masses." Well, that answered my question about what he meant by king of his nation. Progress.
She says she forgot. She's a busy lady. True. Ibby is very busy. So many peoples. So many animations. Do you have any idea how hard it is for her to just popcorn for her meals? What? Popcorn. Apollo? Who's this Amy Faye, anyway?
I believe she was the founder of the Corrine channeling technique.
The plaintiff claims she had the crystal made for his ancestor. That would mean it was made in Japan, right?
Yeah, I suppose it would. Okay, everything's pointing out that it's just like, oh, was it really made in Japan?
I really wish I could pull up the statement that Pearl made of just like, there used to be a lot more back then, but now they're gone. I summon Evelyn! Oh, no. But we were doing so good. See, I got here by myself.
Some discrimination against them, you see. Otherwise, try to use their power. It's a gift to him.
Objection!
There we go. Ibby says, "Told Tid not to make me laugh. Brushing my teeth while listening to her." All right, I will turn off the funny, because people can do that.
You stated that Amy Faye had the crystal made for your ancestor. So, am I to assume it was made in Japan? That's right, the craftsmanship is unbeatable. Unlike that desk. Well, that's strange. I don't see how your so-called crystal could have been made there. What are you talking about? It's quite obvious if you take a closer look at this.
Oh, because the note said that this mark is from
Take that!
early Korai.
Take a look at this distinctive design here. According to Dr. Buff, it's a Mitama motif dating back to the early days of the Kingdom of Korine.
Hey, Apollo, you said an orange word without throwing up.
I'm just... I'm all out of throw-ups. I threw up all that seawater.
The Kingdom of Korine, And you base this on...
Here, this piece of evidence, Your Honor. These are the doctor's research notes on the Founder's Orb. This is the box in which the orb was originally stored. It features the same pattern as the one found on the orb.
Are you okay over there, boy?
I just need some crackers.
Crackers? Why do you need that?
True fact, if I have too much stuff like macaroni, of where it's like super gooey and slimy, it triggers my gag reflex, and I need crunchy stuff like crackers to like reset the gag reflex. It's so weird. But I love macaroni, and I will take that gamble every fucking time.
Therefore, I assert that...
Crunchy good. I can speak. Hello? Today is Monday, which means Apollo gets to lick a graham cracker. Ebby!
The disputed item must have been made in the Kingdom of Korine.
Oh! Ah! My placard!
The Korine channeling technique originated in the Kingdom of Korine. And Amy Faye is known to have traveled there to train. With that in mind, what's to say she didn't bring that pattern back with her?
Objection!
But since this is clearly a Korine's design, not even you can deny the possibility that it was made there in the Kingdom of Korine.
Objection!
Everything's possible to some extent. That doesn't make it true. So, you can't conclude that the orb is from Korine based solely on that pattern. If it were that simple, I could just as easily say it's Japanese.
I'm sorry I didn't subscribe yet. I meant to for ages ago. Phoenix Badge always looks like a little Jimmy Dodger. Your voices are so good. Thank you.
Cracker, I hardly knows her. No spoilers!
Biscuit, that is the wrong time to say that. We are on the last case of the 6th game. This is the culmination.
I have to agree with Mr. Wright. The pattern alone proves nothing.
Everyone is here! Even Is everyone here? Oopsie. Silly Biscuit. Spoil her? I hardly. Yeah, no one's giving me monies.
But that also means there's no basis to claim the item in dispute was made in Japan either. At this rate, we're going nowhere fast.
He's right. We're just spinning our wheels here.
Wait, F1! I wonder if we have any evidence that could break his stalemate. Evidence that could break this stalemate.
Exists. It always exists. The defense would like to present a piece of evidence to the court. A piece that will finally break this stalemate. Oh? Well, you've sure piqued my interest. Let's see what you've got. All right. I will now prove that this, in fact, is in fact the Founder's Orb. They call it the Crystal Orb, so I can't even use this. I'm just like, it's the Crystal of Amifei.
It's the orb of the founders.
Is it the agreement? Is it the fact the doctor called it the Founder's Orb?
Take that!
And just how does this piece of evidence prove that the relic is the Founder's Orb? It doesn't, does it?
I can't give money. No one can give money. I don't have that much viewership. I don't have the ability to open up the super chats. Curious summoning took some time, but I'm here. Everyone is here!
Not by any means I can fathom.
Sorry, Apollo, but I have to agree with the boss on this.
Me too, actually.
We three! Defense! Thanks! Don't open a portal! What are you doing?
Big spender!
I heart. Doll is just degrading like sand in water.
Take that!
Sand and water. Oh my gosh.
Take that!
It says Karaine's treasure right on the description.
Is it asking me to use the email again? Freddy Fazbear sounded.
Take that! Take that! Take that!
Frick.
Take that!
don't think it exists. So I'm just going down. Me too, actually.
B3 defense. You take damage. Yikes! Time to think that one over again, Mr. Justice.
Yes, Your Honor.
Evidence that could break this stalemate does not exist. There doesn't seem to be anything we can use. At least, not at this point. Well, unless we can find something, this trial won't be going on anywhere. I like his open mouth face. It's like a Muppet. I'm looking at my phone just to see that animation again. It's so good.
Oh, that's much better.
What's his deal?
I have a suggestion. Why don't we consider this a form... Consider this from a different angle. I'm listening. What if the Defiant Dragons really were authorized to take possession of the relic?
I'm afraid I don't know where you're going with this, Mr. Wright.
Consider the orb transfer agreement, which states, I agree to hand over the Founder's Orb to Defiant Dragons if I will come to no harm. What if, as the last part suggests, this was written under duress? That would render the agreement null and void.
What are you suggesting, Mr. Wright?
While you were on your little cave expedition, I was investigating Dr. Buff's accident. And there was something you overlooked, Mr. Justice. Namely, that his accident might have actually been murder.
What? Murder?
Mr. Wright, do you realize such statements are not to be made lightly?
I don't know, Phoenix. Why don't we consider this form? Is that how you spell that? Thought it was duress. Whoops, not a civil case. Fuck's sake. Murd her? Feels so weird to see Nick from the other side of the courtroom.
Yes, but follow me on this for a sec. The books that came tumbling down were from the archaeology shelf. However, among that mountain of books was a single volume of psychology. What's more, there was some blood on it.
And you feel this is important because
The books that came tumbling down were from the top shelf, the archaeology books. We know this because the doctor's books were meticulously organized by subject. Archaeology took up the entire shelf, so that psychology book is completely out of place.
Come to think of it, shelves were arranged quite carefully.
It's also worth noting that psychology books only take up a tiny part of the bottom shelf. You might wonder why a book on psychology was found amid the pile of archaeology books. But I believe I can explain what that single out-of-place book was doing there. The doctor was struck from behind while selecting a psychology book from the shelf. And that's when the blood got on the book. Precisely. And to make it look like an accident. He was buried under a mountain of archaeology books.
Objection!
Wait a sec. This is all just speculation, right? Right?
Or do you have proof that it was murder? Of course I do.
You do?
On a hunch, I had Detective Sky examine the doctor's head wound. She found that he'd been struck by the corner of some object or another.
Wait, what?
A wound like that couldn't have resulted from a fall to the floor, you know. Do you understand what this means, Mr. Justice? That would make it crystal clear that Dr. Buff was murdered.
What? Well, that was unexpected. Who'd have thought we'd break out of the stalemate like this? He pulled the ladder right out from under us.
Still, if you think that's enough to make me back down, he's got another thing coming.
The hell was that?
Sorry, had food. Even if the cause of death was murder, what makes you think it was the Defiant Dragons? You should know better than to hurl baseless accusations. Did you forget who you were up against, Mr. Justice?
Huh?
You didn't actually think I'd come to court without witnesses and evidence, did you?
What are you talking about?
I would like to request further testimony from the plaintiff. Specifically, I would like the court to hear how he saw one of the rebels leaving the crime scene.
He saw what? Kate, I'm crafting you a giant robot. For what?
And what does it look like?
If he can prove it was murder, that's the end of our client's right to the orb. I did it in like 3 seconds. What?
It will take Ibby 40 years to build the giant robot.
When you hear the objection playing as Nick, it feels like you're winning when you hear it going against him. Animates croissant. Did he have this up his sleeve the whole time?
Ugh, how could Mr. Wright do this to us?
He was just waiting to spring this trap?
This trial has taken another unexpected turn. But I must mention, Mr. Wright, that you have yet to identify the murder weapon.
The object used to commit the murder was not located in the scene of the crime. The murderer likely disposed of it elsewhere.
Well, I never thought we'd be deliberating the issue of a murder at a civil trial. All right, Mr. Titian Wimperson, your testimony, if you please.
My Wi-Fi. Is my stream bugging out? It's stream. Titty side. Oh no! What's going on? Let's check the stream health. Uh-oh. Says stream health is not doing good right now. Oh, I know how to reduce it. If I just turn down the quality on... I hate that YouTube on mobile, when you're like, oh, I want to change the quality. It's like, which of the pre-made options do you want? It's like, no, give me the numbers. Give me the 144p. Thank you very much. Oh, everyone is going, oh, it's not just me. I thought football downstairs messed up. Oh, so it wasn't me. Yep, everyone's having the issues because the issue is from inside the building. So we'll just give it some time to level back out when I see that the stream health says that it's back and good. The quality is good now. It got real choppy for a second. I still haven't gotten a message that the stream is healthy. There we go. There's the message. Just as I talk about it.
All right, Mr. Attition Wimperson, your testimony, if you please.
Prepare to be dazzled. Dazzled by charismatic Oratian forged in the crucible of campaign battles.
You know what the doctor says about having an unhealthy stream. Well, that's why I have a giant Poseidon filled with water when I run out of tea. Oration.
Charismatic oration forged in the crucible of campaign battles.
Your tasty money, if you please. Me when I was a baby and my mom got us chocolate coins. Chocolate coins are the best. I like coins. Them being edible is both like a blessing and a curse because it's like my favorite things as edible, but it's also I don't have the things once I eat them.
That evening, I was walking alone, lost in thought. Yeah, it was me. I passed by the doctor's house, and that's when I saw Mr. Arabal. He was running out the front door. It was around 10 at night. Surely that must have been him fleeing the scene of his crime. A vote for me is a vote to end such violence. That is my promise to you.
So that statement's absolutely useless.
So the plaintiff saw a possible suspect fleeing from the doctor's residence, and it was within the window of the estimated time of death.
You plebeians, not eating wafer diamonds. Wafer diamonds?
Diamonds? I hardly know the man.
That's a rebel.
Oh yeah, for some of you, that's the first time you're hearing a person's name is That's a Rebel, and he is a rebel. That's a rebel.
What in the world were you doing there?
It seems Mr. Arabal was loitering about in Corrine village that day. There's evidence he was in the doctor's study as well. Isn't that right, Mr. Justice?
Minecraft stream when? Oh. I love punny names. Or that's horrible, if you please. Love. Tidbit, will you play Minecraft January 6th? That feels very specific. I didn't promise a Minecraft stream. Why is everyone now saying you're gonna do a Minecraft stream? I don't even know what I'd stream. My Redstone world? Rebuilding my Redstone world? I do need to do that. Can I be in? I don't know. You mean the suitcase?
Exactly. He must have been in quite the rush to leave that behind. Oh, and by the way, Your Honor, Mr. Arabal just so happens to be sitting in the gallery today. See? That's him trying to escape as we speak.
Bailiff! Don't let that man get away!
Right, you backstabber! What are you doing this to me? By the way, that is very Russian coded.
All right. The counsel/defense may question the plaintiff/witness once more. I'm getting so confused. Ahem. Please proceed, Mr. Justice.
If you guys play Minecraft, you need to name a pet after me and never let it die.
If they kill it before they name it, then you'll never die.
I won't die, but I'll decay into a rotting, decaying, gooey husk. Aren't we all? Yeah, we all slowly decay. Why do you think your teeth fall out? It's just a form of decay.
I'm decaying as we speak.
But your illusion doesn't decay, so you just look normal, Kiri. Okay, wait. Where's the front door?
Hold it!
I don't have any wisdom teeth yet. What?
Why were you taking a walk? Society is inundated with serious problems that must be solved, and as a politician, I'm always on the job thinking hard about possible solutions, even on my walks.
You didn't say why you were walking. You were. Oh my gosh. Thanks for the non-answer.
While we live out our comfy lives, there are starving children who suffer in the back alleys of major cities. It's not in me to ignore such suffering. A vote for me is a vote to end hunger and for world peace!
Yes, Mr. Attition Wimperson, we are well aware of your outstanding character. Now, please continue with your testimony.
I can practically hear my poll numbers surging. Now, on with my speech. After all, the voting public must be informed of the magnificence that is me.
People don't vote for world peace anymore. They vote for more chaos. Because it'd be funny. They put the horse back in the hospital for some fucking reason.
Where exactly were you when you saw Mr. Arebal?
Oh.
I am not dead. I did not take a piss either. I should probably take a piss. But, no. My pills showed up. And so I had to mute as my girlfriend came in and handed them to me. Pills! Did the mind controllers get her? I like pills. Pills! Yeah. Oh, I also forgot to mention at start of stream, because I was thinking about drama, that officially today, December 16th, is me and my girlfriend's anniversary. It's been 2 years. It's insane. A lot has changed in 2 years. Yeah. Okay. I do actually go take a piss now. Here. But who do you all want on the screen while I...
go. Miles! You want Miles staring at you? Fuck. I'm trying to create a contraption where it holds down the key, but I don't have anything heavy enough. We'll just have Trucy, since none of you can agree. Who the heck is a cunt in chat? What did I miss? Nayuta wouldn't survive YouTube. Yeah! No, they would survive YouTube. They constantly stir drama over the smallest things. One of us channeled Nayuta. I think it was Kiri. It's the only one who could possibly host this being. Nayuta would be canceled 1 minute on the internet and then use that of just like, I'm the person who gets canceled everywhere. Aren't I so tragic? People can use anything to their advantage if they have the right mindset. Right here, under this tree. I saw him dashing out of Dr. Buff's front door. And he didn't notice you?
No, I was hidden by the tree.
Is it really all that important to know from where the plaintiff saw Mr. Orebol?
Yes, I believe it matters a lot. I ask that it please be added to the witness's testimony.
I was under this tree when I saw Mr. Orebol. I was sleeping!
I just want to see if I can immediately be like, how'd you not see the dead body?
Objection!
Whatever. I'll see you on the Raid Boss stream, Evelyn.
Hold it!
Tidbit lost a badge? Yeah, there was a moment when it was like, does the evidence exist? And I go, yeah, obviously they always exist. And I did not save before that point. And so I was stuck in the hole of, does it exist? So I had to take damage.
Where were you? What were you doing under that tree? A lack of lateral thinking. That is a politician's downfall.
What?
That is why, if I'm elected, I promise to think outside the box.
The question was, what were you doing under the tree, Mr. Atitian Wimperson?
I suppose I can't expect a plebeian such as yourself to understand my grand design.
Oh yeah, try me, oh lord of plebs. Mr. Atitian Wimperson, I believe the court is well aware of your grand political vision. Now, let's have the rest of your testimony, if you please.
I can hardly wait for the upcoming election. Here's my name.
Whoa, did Paul almost drop the F slur? Probably.
Hold it!
Did you notice anything unusual?
Yes, his behavior was incredibly suspicious. His eyes were darting all around as he ran off in total panic.
Remember when the Pope said gay slur, apologize, and then said it again like a week later? I don't keep up with them. I don't keep up with the Pope. The only thing that I know that happened with the Pope is he was given Undertale by Matt Pat. That's about it. Bring back Giru. I liked her balloons. No, she's dead. She was murderer in a very unfair case. Well, not an unfair case. It's just that's probably the one case that I've been through that is just like, man, I don't like how it's ended. That sucked. She's probably dead. Probably.
His eyes were darting all around as he ran off in total panic. As soon as I saw that, I knew he had done something, and it probably wasn't good.
Are you being racist?
No!
Spoilers! That was the last case. Watch the streams. I'm sorry that you showed up to stream 14 and are going, no spoilers. Did please? It's not spoilers. You all need to do your homework. Do your homework. Despite that, you still didn't report it to the police.
Who would have thought he had killed Dr. Buff? Not me. That's why I didn't report him.
So the witness did not notify the police. Is that an important statement, Mr. Justice?
Yeah, we're adding everything to the compendium here.
Yes, it is. It's important. I request that the witness add it to his testimony.
Sure, why not? But I don't want you. My gosh, look, there's 7 pips. Wait, Dr. Buff is dead. Welcome to the stream, Marshy. Oh wait, I think I can literally be like,
Objection!
use that.
Mr. Attition Wimperson, rather than Mr. Arebal, wasn't there something else that should have had your undivided attention?
Like what? Oh, yes, of course. A politician must also keep his fingers on the electoral...
Sorry, but you're way off.
I am?
Would you care to explain, Mr. Justice?
If the witness saw Mr. Arebal from his position here, then he should have also been able to see the doctor's body. After all, it was right next to a huge pair of windows.
Why, I believe you have a point there. I totally didn't perk up because someone started the sentence huge pair of...
With the body that clearly visible to the witness, it's unthinkable that he wouldn't have reported it to the police.
Enbipop. What is that, a soda? Here, have a can of Enbipop. My huge pair perked up. Wait, they're third? Wait, they're 3D? Oh my gosh. Someone is currently roasting the marshmallow. Smorka is melting away.
Would the witness care to respond?
Did he fall asleep?
Mr. Attition Wimperson? Mr. Attition Wimperson!
There are many sides to an issue.
What did I ever do to deserve this? Wait, the politician isn't a good guy? Motherfucker really said honk shoe in court. It's not the first time someone's fallen asleep.
In any case, I'd like the court to acknowledge the inconsistency in the witness's testimony. Mr. Attition Wimperson, did you really see Mr. Arebal?
No, I'm racist. Yes! A Mimir. Truly a Mimir moment, chat. Alright, I'm gonna let the dumb marshy bit go now. What do you mean a Mimir?
Where do you think you're going?
Oh, I thought I'd return to my seat, seeing as I had already answered the question.
This isn't some small town hall debate. So you just stay right there until I say we're through.
It was a bit? Oh my gosh. :0. Oh. Ye X3. I'll have to run that by my campaign manager before I...
Mr. Attition Wimperson, I think it's time for you to come clean.
Huh?
So then, does this mean he didn't see Mr. Arebal? As your lawyer, Mr. Etienne Wimperson, I advise you to divulge that matter we discussed. Silence is no longer an option.
Are you sure about this? I'm in the midst of running for office. I can't afford to let any strange rumors get out.
Don't worry. You won't... Did I see that right?
I saw something fucked up with his nameplate.
Don't worry. You won't suffer any blowback for what you're about to reveal.
Blowback? I'm not sure I like the sound of that, Mr. Wright.
Not to worry, Your Honor. Nothing untoward will come of this. I promise. Now then, Mr. Justice. Remember how it was an anonymous caller that reported the doctor's death? It's a very small village. Come to think of it...
I forget. What's Apollo's flashback bit? Is it just yelling constantly? Emma! Who was the first one to discover the body?
About that, whoever it was, it seemed they wanted to remain anonymous.
What?
It happened now and then. Some people would rather not get involved with the police.
Wait. You're not saying that... Yes, that's exactly what I am saying. The anonymous source who contacted the police after discovering the body was... my client, Mr. Politician Wimperson.
What? Oh, you don't say.
So you see, he played his part as a concerned citizen quite admirably, if I may say so. Isn't that right?
Yes, indeed. In our society today, there are too many who choose indifference over righteous action. But I don't number among them. That's why I did my duty as a concerned citizen. One might call me the model citizen, one worthy of standing above the rest.
What a real standard bearer he is, reporting it anonymously. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Justice. Wasn't there someone else at the scene of the crime when my client discovered the body? Oh, you mean Mr. Arebal? He would have been leaving the doctor's house right around then. Wait, that means... Yes, it does. In short...
I love how he said among the rest and all of chat has divulged into among being corrupted. Among, no gam, no, nam gum, go nam, gum. It's just, I'm imagining not just like Among Us beans, but like Among Us bean rejects, people drawing it poorly, just slowly shuffling into the chat. Sus! Moo! Mango!
Among Us is an anagram for Sumango. I don't know what that means, but it sounds important.
Brewster! Envision Scott drawing in Among Us. And then Doll put something in chat that I... What is that? Let's pick up my phone. Oh, it's a cow. Doll's just turning into a cowgirl. Cow demigirl? I don't know. It's a cow. A cow. A cow emoji. She said moo. Moo.
What my client witnessed was Mr. Arebal fleeing the scene of the heinous murder. And that's not all. based on what we've heard so far,
Kiri says, I want to be a cowgirl. We all do. We all do, Kiri. I'm taking pills for that. It's actually really funny. I'm wearing my cow print socks right now, so I'm getting there. Yeehaw.
Mr. Rabal looked exceedingly suspicious, and that's putting it mildly.
She on my heart till I... Wait, I have the button for this. She on my heart till I...
We already know the Defiant Dragons threatened the Doctor with bodily harm. And now that they've killed him, the so-called orb transfer agreement is null and void.
Ah! Sounds like the plot of Hayloft. I don't know what that is. She on my heart till I... Jeez. What does the chat become? We are hitting the 3-hour mark. This is when people's brains deteriorate. Apollo! If we don't come up with some sort of counter-arguments...
What sort of evidence do you have? Can you actually prove that Mr. Rebal... that it was Mr. Rebal who killed the Doctor?
We already know the Defiant Dragons tried to threaten him with death by body pillows. Body pillows? Ooh, Apollo is so good. How long are you going for, Toad Boat? Marsh, why can't you just call me Titty like the rest of everyone else? What's with this Todd slander? It's not great. My papa's got a gun. My papa's got a gun. What? Tadpole. No, I'm not a frog. The pion is for rabbits, not frogs. That move had desperation written all over it. It's all I've got, so I'm going with it.
Evidence? I suppose it's true that I don't have any.
I knew it.
But I do have another witness.
You do?
You should know I always come fully prepared, Mr. Justice.
No, you don't. No.
And with my new witness, and my new witness will provide testimony proving Mr. Rebal's guilt.
The only person who's always prepared is Edgeworth. Did you two switch suits? Ugh. A new witness. I wonder who it could be. I wonder who it could be.
Very well. Bailiff, please summon our new witness. In the meantime, the court will take a brief recess. I would like both sides to use this time to prepare properly. Understood?
Well, this seems like a great stopping point. Whew. That was interesting at the beginning, of where we're right in the middle of a cave and we need to escape the water rising. And we got a little bit of more backstory on Nayuta and Dirk and Apollo. Why is Phoenix the Chad in this game? Because he was fucking amazing in number 4. Oh my gosh, Hobo Phoenix, honestly, in my opinion, ever since that big reveal at the end of Game 4, Phoenix in my eyes has, from that point on, it's just he is the best he can be. Nothing can stop Phoenix Wright. Gotta love a man at rock bottom. And that's the thing. He wasn't at rock bottom. He was pulling so many strings. Sent Hayloft, by the way. Okay, I will watch it after stream. But yeah, this was great. And if you're wanting to show up to another one, I will be here next week, Monday, noon PST. You can subscribe to get notified whenever the next one's out, and to get access to the chat to prove you're not a bot. Boy failure, Monday. Yippee! So yeah, this was fun. I'm very excited to see where this goes. I do kind of like the twist of where it's just like, yeah, we're in a civil case to get Phoenix Wright as our opponent. And now we're officially in the murder business. But Phoenix, not becoming a prosecutor, can still act as our adversary. That's a pretty clever way to do it. A legal dispute of a thief, then eventually we'll talk about the murder. Secret mastermind posing as a hobo. Yeah. And then he has the best daughter, Trucy. Trucy has really grown on me. Okay, this was very fun. Push button. I think they should have a full civil that resolves and then flows into a true final. Like the case leading into the final last game. It starts with smaller relevant case. But then, wouldn't it be harder to justify Phoenix being the, practical prosecutor for the case? See you next week, Tide Bite. Marsh White, why can't you say my name? No! Let Phoenix just not for murder. Bye. Curie cameo. Autism. Bye, Tid. It's my love language. Okay. I can understand that if you explain it like that. Let me have fun with your name. Yeah, you can have fun, Orca. What?